Good morning, afternoon, good evening, folks, depending on whatever time of day it is. Maybe laying there in the bed, napping, nodding off. That's wonderful. Who cares? This is Wade and Rachel here with the B.R.O Scouting Vlogs 2024. Week 4. Yeah, week 4. We're getting down toward the end of June. We're only 2 weeks from July 4, which means here in South Carolina, we hit July 4th. We're only 6 weeks from the season opening up. So time is it's hard to believe summer's just starting and time is getting thin to get ready for the season here in the Midlands of South Carolina. Anyway, looks like our very sweet neighbors got the bush hogging done and all that this week. Vern, love you, appreciate y'all for taking care of this for us. Y'all are the best. Let's get on with this vlog.
Bunch of big blackberries.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of them's good. About half of them are.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You got something to pick them with? Well, Rachel noticed when Rachel and I had to stop, got blackberries. Some of them are pretty good size, but boy, are they sweet. So we stopped. We ain't just talking about the blackberries this week. Gonna see if we can pick up enough. Oh, there's a big old clump of them over there, honey. All righty. Rachel and I are gonna get back to picking some blackberries. Rachel found a real nice patch of them right there. Tell you what, folks, we're trying to get this done as early as we can. What's it showing? 91 now. Yeah, at least we got an east wind blowing. But I tell you one thing, this weekend South Carolina is nudging right up next door to hell. This weekend we're gonna have heat indices well into the hundreds by this weekend, so we got to get this done.
Yeah, this part of the road wasn't bad.
It looks like he just went up yonder about 200 feet. He could tell we didn't ride the road any further than that. We were well out of the way here.
Yep.
There ain't a piece of corn left, and they have flat been working on that block. Okay, folks, we first stop Sand Hill, and we were looking at they have flat been working on the block, and there's not a kernel of corn left here all around the base of the feeder, which is a good sign. Evidently they did not sweat the feeder at all. Yeah, the deer have been browsing, no doubt. I think they find these blackberries almost as attractive as Rachel and I do. We had corn scattered, which it was scattered from here, middle of the road, all the way over here to the block in the feeder. You can see how shiny they've been working on the block. And all the corn is gone, so they ain't sweated the feeder, not one bit. That's great news, but the eye on the tree over there that don't miss anything, that's the one that's gonna tell the tale. Let's see what happened over here this week. Well, since the animals seem to have such a favorable reaction to it this week, folks, we put just a couple of jugs of corn actually in the feeder, so they'll get used to the sound it makes whenever it falls, when gravity pulls the grain down after they pull it out. All right, let's head on down to Soggy Bottom. Yep, he missed a block, which, I mean, he knows how to deal with it. Well, at least here at Soggy Bottom, it's mostly shady. Make a little move. There we go. But they eat everything right here at the feeder, so no worries here at Soggy Bottom either. They evidently had no aversions whatsoever, but we'll know better whenever we check the card. Well, folks, no, hang on. This kind of stuff happens a lot, more than it should. I had flipped the camera the wrong way. I turned it off as 3 clicks. Middle is set up, on and off. I had flipped it to off instead of to on. So we missed Soggy Bottom again this week. Let's head on to the persimmon stand.
Yep.
Yeah, they were all over the place there.
Oh, nope, he didn't go that way.
No need to.
This is going to be the real testament. This and Middle Road, like you said, are going to be the real.
Yeah, he cut double. Ain't nothing left here either. They didn't pay no attention here either. I hope I turn this camera on. I really do. Well, it sure looks good here at Persimmon also. They eat all the corn around the feeder. Evidently didn't pay it any attention. That's a good sign. Rachel's gonna actually, we're just putting a couple of jugs worth in here if she can reach it. This thing's about 7 foot tall, 3-inch pipe. It's just really pouring out down the hill. Oh. It's all right. Okay, well, maybe I didn't forget to turn this one on. Let's see what happened here at Persimmon this week.
These are right on the edges of these plants, so you ain't got to reach,
Oh, those are beautiful.
reach so far. I'd cross back over here to get them.
Yeah, it is. Rachel and I noticed there are just tons of deer sign out here all around the blackberries. Like she said, I'd be hanging around them too.
I can skip the corn, get the blackberries. See about the garden, see about the birds, and run back home.
This is really going to be interesting here, folks, is to see, because this is a real big change. Well, the doves ain't got no problem with it. Yep. There's still a lot of corn up under it. They may not have wanted to mess with it. Don't look like the salt block has been touched either. But this would be the first one we've had an adverse reaction to. Well, I may have been wrong about how they treating the feeder here at Big Plot. I checked. It looks like I had put a whole bucket, I think, here in it, and this looks like it's about gone. It's you can see all the little cracked pieces. Deer are real messy eaters. You see little cracked pieces all over the place. So they've been visiting it. I don't know if they didn't look like they'd been hitting on the block, but only way we're going to know is to check the eye that don't care what happened in front of it. As long as that camera's rolling, it tells the truth. So let's see what we had happening over here at Big Plot. Finally stopped here at the middle road stand. Because I tell you what, Mr. Vern got all this stuff cut for us. Y'all hang on. Middle road stand up there about 50 yards. And this is where we had the block and the feeder last year. But boy, you can see a lot better. You can see down there 150 yards down the road, and we still got to do a little bit of limbing on this stuff before they close in on the road here on us. But Rachel and I got some work, real work to do here in this sun. So we're gonna shut this down and get the feeder put in the ground and the salt block put out and the camera hung up. We'll touch base with y'all when we get done. Okay. Don't have a movie camera. Picture camera's just gonna have to do. Let us know what's coming, if whatever we got coming through here next week. He called me, he said he had cut all the way to the feeder here on the road that parallels Outlaw Road. I said we call that middle road. And he said, did I want him to cut all the way to the stand? I said, yeah. He said, well, I'm sitting right here, Wade. He said, if I'm gonna do it, all I gotta do is just flip around and head back down there and cut all the way to the stand. I said, yeah, yep. Please do.
Awesome.
Yep. Okay, folks, last stop is Outlaw, and look at here. It looks like most all the corn is still here. Now, this is the kind of reaction that we kind of expect at every stand that we put the feeder out for the first time. It looks like this is where the biggest bunch of deer were coming through, and it looks like that there has been a huge aversion. We knew that big white bucket sitting on the top was going to be a problem, but I brought a spray can of black paint with us today. Once we do whatever we're going to do, we're going to hit that bucket with this black spray paint and break up that outline and get it as dark as we can get it. And then maybe it'll be do a little bit better for us next week. You know they can see that thing like a sore thumb. So let's see what we had happening over here at Outlaw this week, and we're going to wrap it up here in just a few minutes. Alrighty, folks. Here, Rachel got, look at the difference. Look at the difference. It's no longer just a big old white bucket sitting there in the way. I had to replace the battery. The 6-volt battery was low. I knew that it was probably low when we put it on there last week, but I was just glad to have one that had some power. That one's fully charged, so looks like that ought to hold us till next week. Hopefully it'll hold us for several weeks. So from Wade and Rachel here on week 4 of the B.R.O. Scouting Vlogs, we hope y'all enjoyed the show. We will see y'all next week. Bye-bye.